StadiumDB.com presents Never Built NFL Stadiums. Welcome! We recently showed you the NFL stadiums that will be developed in the future, so it's time for the venues that were supposed to be built, but in the end, all that's left are the designs. Still, many of them are spectacular. It's a shame that we can only speculate on their potential appearance. In total, there will be 10 stops along our route where these arenas were to be built. Among them are stadiums that would be one of the most spectacular in the league. Enjoy! Los Angeles Stadium, capacity 68,000, Carson. The cost of the stadium, according to the first design, was estimated to be a massive $1.7 billion. This made it potentially the most expensive stadium ever. Aesthetically, the dominant elements would be a modern-shaped main building with offices and a VIP area, as well as a multimedia facade on the other side of the stadium. In the initial planning phase, there was also a very unprecedented idea: seats that change color according to the host. According to the new concept, the stadium was to have a capacity of 65,000 spectators, which was a slight decrease from the initial 68,000. It was to have a futuristic, streamlined shape. The metallic, neutral stadium would display the host club's logo on the facades, and an unusual form of identity would be a 37-meter-tall torch. During Raiders games, it would have a flame burning on it, and during Chargers games, it would be a source of electrical discharge. Farmers Field, capacity 72,000, Los Angeles. The proposal for a new stadium for Los Angeles was put forward in 2010 by entertainment market giant Anschutz Entertainment Group. AEG hoped that bringing a NFL League franchise to downtown LA would bring in a huge amount of revenue and, combined with a nearby convention complex, increase the city's capacity in the major events market. A concept for a 72,000-seat stadium with an option to expand to 76,000 for major events, with a retractable roof and extensive surrounding infrastructure, was presented. City of Industry Football Stadium, capacity 75,000, Industry. It was a proposed 75,000-seat football stadium, the centerpiece of a 600-acre entertainment district in the city of Industry, California. Edward Roski, co-owner of the NBA Los Angeles Lakers and the NHL's Los Angeles Kings, announced plans to build the stadium on the north side of the intersection of State Roads 57 and 60 to attract an NFL team to the Los Angeles region. The City of Industry proposal, which received full approval from all regulatory bodies, but never found a willing team to move to the suggested venue. The idea was abandoned in 2011, pending approval of SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. San Diego Stadium and Convention Center, capacity 65,000, San Diego. Created on behalf of the San Diego Chargers, the concept for a new NFL stadium in the heart of downtown San Diego involved the development of extensive car parks for a sports arena. The full name of the complex was San Diego Stadium and Convention Center, as the football function was to merge with the convention function. Because of the shape of the plot, the convention center would be built to the west, while the stadium would be built slightly to the east. The two functions could, in a sense, combine. That is, from the top level of the west stand, one could access the park created on the roof of the convention center with an observation deck. New San Diego Stadium, capacity 67,500, San Diego. A new design concept for an NFL stadium in San Diego was commissioned by the city's Populous studio. The arena was to hold 67,500 spectators, with the possibility of expanding to 73,000 on the occasion of, for example, the Super Bowl or another major event. Conceptually, the stadium was meant to celebrate San Diego as a city of villages. Therefore, rather than a compact block, it is a network of interconnected independent buildings. From the outside, it would be clad in a lightweight perforated kinetic facade that was intended to flow around the stadium like the waves of the sea. We have the second half of the video ahead of us, so what a good time to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you enjoy it. East Village Stadium, capacity 75,000, San Diego. The charges were in discussions with the city of San Diego regarding a site south of Petco Park in the East Village area of downtown San Diego. Although the site was seen as the most viable option, few steps were taken. The downtown proposal remained in limbo, but former Mayor Jerry Sanders explored a number of options for building a stadium in the East Village. One option was to make the project part of the convention center expansion. Vikings Stadium, capacity 65,000, Minneapolis. The architectural competition was contested by the largest design studio in the USA, and the battle for the $34 million contract was won by HKS Architects from Texas, known from Cowboys Stadium, the Lucas Oil Dome, or the would-be project for Liverpool. The problem was that the HKS proposed two completely different ideas for the new venue in the competition, and it was not really clear which one would be realized. In fact, it was to be expected that both would remain in the renderings and the third would be built, potentially drawing on the then current ones. At the same time, citizens were also being consulted about their expectations, which were also to be reflected. National Car Rental Field, capacity 62,110, St. Louis. In 2015, a $985 million open-air football stadium project on the St. Louis riverfront was announced. The facility would have an NFL team, Rams or other, and a soccer field that would meet FIFA regulations. The MLS commissioner also said that the multi-purpose potential of the stadium was very attractive. The initial proposal was that the venue would be paid for by a combination of primarily $250 million from the Rams and $200 million loan from the NFL, $130 million from the sale of seating licenses, and the rest of the monetary contribution. The Chargers elected to join the Rams in Los Angeles to play at SoFi Stadium, with the Raiders electing to relocate to Las Vegas to play at Allegiant Stadium. New Falcons Stadium, capacity 65,000, Atlanta. The concept was a proposal from 360 Architecture, which led to the studio being selected to design a new stadium for the Atlanta Falcons. The vision, named Solarium, had a lot to do with the sun, as it would be the first ever stadium whose entire exterior is movable and opens the stands to daylight on warm days. On the cooler ones, it could either reveal only the pitch using a traditional retractable roof or enclosed itself entirely in a glass shell. West Side Stadium, capacity 75,000, New York. The stadium was to be an all-weather facility with a retractable roof, so it could be used as an indoor convention hall or an 85,000-seat sports venue, 75,000 after the Olympics. It was to be the new home for the NFL's New York Jets, who at the time of the proposal were playing at Giants Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The arena was intended to serve as the focal point of New York's bid for the 2012 Summer Olympics, but after a heated debate, the proposal was rejected a month before the International Olympic Committee made its decision. It was the last project on a list of NFL stadiums that never got built. Thanks for making it all the way here, and a reminder of our previous video where we showcased all the MLS stadiums. See you there!